morning and welcome back to my channel. While I'm chatting with you for just a moment, I'm going to continue on with my single crochet that we learned last week, just as a quick reminder. So I'm finished a row, I've done my turning chain, and I'm going to stitch along as we chat. So I would like to take a moment and thank all of the amazing people that have helped and started helping my channel grow. I would like to thank a very special channel. I have a hidden secret that I absolutely adore. Frauditor Wrangler's channel. The people there truly are like family. So head on over there and support him if you like that sort of thing. It is a hidden vice of mine, I have to admit. And I love watching nasty people get comeuppances. So for right now, I'd like to thank, so many people. I'd like to thank Melissa for kind of kicking my butt. Sharon over at Boreal Clayworks, yet again, for kicking my butt. And my lovely, amazing, wonderful daughter who has supported me. My amazing husband. My son who, oh my, I have a secret to tell. My son just picked up some amazing yarn. He lives down in the States near Pittsburgh, and he went to Hobby Lobby. So we will have an opening of the boxes when I get that in. And at that point, I will show you an amazing blanket that I'm planning on making for the August special event we have here in Lac La Biche. For right now, like I said, I'm just going to continue stitching to show you that while you're watching TV, while you're chatting with someone, it is super, super easy to just stitch along as long as you have a good pattern. And things grow so quickly. I will sit outside in the summertime and listen to my birds and listen to all of the things going on around me, listen to my grandsons playing, or I listen to my audiobooks. I do love my audiobooks. And I would go from there. And if my windows were actually open because it snowed last night, I don't have them open. You could hear my grandsons playing. I can hear them playing outside, but I don't think my phone will pick it up. So it's super easy, as you can see. Going back to thanking people, I have some wonderful people in Australia who have subscribed to my channel. I have some people down in the States, and I cannot thank them enough. All right. So now I have this tiny, tiny little square. I mean, it's not very big. I will grab my measuring tape and bloop. And I will see that it is 2¼ inches by 2½. So I would have to add one more row to make this almost a perfect square. And because, let's be honest, sorry guys. My family knows that I don't like measuring. Did I do a turning chain? I don't know if I did. Oh, I did. Okay. Let's go in here. Back to work. Switching over. So I'm doing my turning chain, turning, and I'm going back through for my last row. Now let's just say that I wanted to make a funky, cool blanket, sweater, shawl, you name it, baby blanket. Pick something that you wanted to make, and you wanted to make some super easy, wonderful squares. So I'm going to, and there's my last stitch, bloop. I'm going to double check, make sure I still have 10 stitches going on. I see my turning chain. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Now let's just double check. And sometimes you'll notice, even with single crochets, that sometimes the rows up don't always match the stitch across. That is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So again, I'm seeing, 2½ now. I'm to the tip, good. And I'm seeing 2½. So that's pretty much a perfect square. The other way you can test that is just by triangling your square, and you can see that everything matches up. When I want to make a square, that's usually what I end up doing. But for, illustration purposes, I will measure. Okay, so now let's just say that I wanted to make, sorry, I'm just putting my little thingy back on my measuring tape and putting it away. It's a brand new one and I don't want it to get all nasty. So I want to make whatever. I'm going to make a baby blanket out of building blocks. And then the one nice thing about this is even without going into Grafgan mode, I can now embroider stuff on here because I've got little itty bitty things that I can put it through. So I can make the ABC blocks. I can put other embroidery things on top. The one nice thing about any kind of stitching really, but especially crochet, you can easily add stuff to this afterwards. And it's great because you have this wonderful layering effect with your stitches because there is two parts to it. If you don't want it to show through on the other side, it doesn't have to because you can hide your stitching within the stitches. But let's just say, there we go. There's my first building block on my blanket. What I can do now is build a whole bunch more, which is why I hate granny squares. And I can now stitch them together on the side. And again, down the road, we will be doing that. I will show you all of the little tricks, the different ways to put stuff together, the hidden ways, the joining as you go, whatever. We'll find all of that done together. But for right now, we're going to start. This is our building block for our other stitches. So to review, we have our right here. There is our slip stitch. I do apologize. In the last video, I kept saying slip stitch. It is not. It is a slip knot. So there's my slip knot. And as you can see, I can pull on this all I want and it's not going to come out. All it's going to do is make it tighter. There is my starting chain. I can see all of my starting chain, including that last one that I used to turn with. It's right there. And then I have all of my rows of single crochets. So everywhere you see basically a hole, if I pull it apart, you can see that it's a hole. Okay, so everywhere you see a row of holes, that is a row of single crochets, right? And you can see that if I was to do this all the way along, I'd have a lovely, I used a nice size hook, the hook that's recommended for it. It's soft, but it holds together really, really well. Like even if I pull on it, it doesn't stretch a whole lot. So it's not going to lose its shape. But now let's say it's going to take a long time to do anything in single crochets. So I want to do a little bit bigger stitch. So I'm going to put my hook through there. I'm going to once again do a turning chain. There we go. Now we're going to start the half doubles. In the UK, in Europe, I believe in Australia too, but I'm not sure. Perhaps my friend in Australia can correct me if I'm wrong. This now would be called a half treble because in the UK, these are called double crochets. Here in North America, they are called single crochets. So right now we're going to do the half double or the half treble for all of the other countries of the world. So I'm going to yarn over first, right? I'm going to hold that. And this is why I hold my hook the way I do. I know that a lot of people do use the pencil effect and to great success. I cannot. So I'm going to yarn over, not yarn under, yarn over. And I'm going to go through that first stitch, not my chain, which is there, my first stitch. So I'm going to put it through two. I'm going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and I've got 1, 2, 3, plus my yarn over, but I'm going to pull it through all 3 of those. So like the single crochet where we pulled it through both, now we're going to pull it through all 3. And I can see there's 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to yarn over, find my next stitch, push through both V's, both arms of the V, sorry, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3. Now, I am doing these stitches a little bit looser so that you can see the mechanics of it as we make it. My stitches aren't normally this loose. So if your stitches are a little tighter, that is totally fine. That is totally fine. And I apologize about my nails. I was going to do them last night and I ran out of time. Next stitch, we have yarn over. Sorry, let's try that again. Yarn over, push through both those stitches, both of those arms of the V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Yarn over, find our next stitch, go through both arms of the V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Yarn over, next stitch, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, 2, 3. Okay, now you can already see that this stitch is much, much taller than that single crochet. But we're going to keep going. So yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3. Oops, 3. There we go. Yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over. Oh, better count because that looks like my last stitch to me. So I have my turning chain here, this little loopy here, and then I have kind of a droopy thing going on here. That is fine. That's what it's supposed to look like. And then I'm going to turn it up and I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm sorry. Let's try that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I know that I should find one more stitch, and I'm going to find that on the very end. There's 1 loop. There's 2 loops. I'm going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. There! First row of half doubles, half trebles, done. There we go. And it doesn't look a whole lot different yet. As we get more rows built, you're going to see the mechanics are very different. So let's do our turning chain. So chain 1, turn, yarn over, not the turning chain. You want the actual first stitch, right? So yarn over, pull through. Sorry, let's try that again. So not the turning chain, the actual stitch. So yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, 2, and 3. And again, remember, I'm keeping my stitches very, very loose so you can see what's going on as I do it. And you can see that this stitch looks very, very different as we make it. And there is a little bit more going on to it than the single crochet. You can see even on the back side of that stitch, let me just push that up there. You can see that there's a 3rd loop happening over here. We're going to deal with that in a future video. So yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's finish this row. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, push through, pull through, and pull through. Yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. yarn over, push through, whoops, sorry, there we go, yarn over, push through, sorry about that, I split the yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, all 3. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I should have 9 stitches now. So I got that kind of droopy looking one, my turning chain, my droopy looking first stitch. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then I've got the loop on my hook, which is the starting of the next stitch. I'm going to find that V from that droopy looking stitch, and I'm going to go through 1 and go through 2. Yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through all 3. So you can really see a difference now. We've got those lovely short, tight stitches, and then because again I'm doing this very, very loosely, you can see 1, 2 rows of half doubles, and again you can see that there's an awful lot more going on with those half doubles. So let's do one more row, and then I shall leave you to practice. So there's my chain, my turning chain, turn, yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, all 3 loops. Now you can also see that because again, my stitches are very, very, very loose. Please don't judge me on this because that will tighten up a little bit. So when I'm leaving these rows in so you can see, when I actually go ahead and do a few rows until next time, you're going to see that those rows kind of pop back in again. And again, that is totally fine. When you're first learning, your row tension is going to be all wonky. Please don't be upset. That is totally fine as you're learning. That's why I do have, for illustration purposes and for all the stitches we're going to learn, I'm going to try to use this, although I may switch to a nicer color only because I find that on this, when I'm reviewing the video, sometimes those stitches do get lost. But I want to keep something in contrast to my hook. I do like the fact that you can actually see the hook with all the stitches. So let's do this one more row together. So we have 1 stitch already. So I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to find my next stitch, push through both portions of the V, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. Yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. Yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. Yarn over, push through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. Oops. So there we go. So now we've got some serious rowage happening here, and we're actually doing really well on length. Now, obviously, this is not something I'm going to keep in, but it's something that I can rip out, or rip it, down the road and reuse for other stitches that we might use, or next time we might, I'll have to see if I'm up to it, we might just keep going on to the doubles and then the trebles and then the quads. So, or the double trebles. I call them quads, but my mom gets very frustrated when I say that. I call it singles, doubles, trebles, and quads, but mom doesn't like that. So I will use the correct terminology. And you'll be able to see as we go all those differences in those hooks, in those stitches, sorry. And then once we get through all of the basic startup stitches, then we can go into the fun stuff. We can start using those as building blocks to create structured and textured stitches and all of that. So once we get these all down pitter-pat, we're going to use those to make textures, to make baubles, to make popcorns, to make, you name it, crisscrosses, X's and O's, all of the fun stuff that we can make using our hook and our yarn. And my wonderful son, who is sending me a care package from the States, I may just be able to show you, I'm almost done one portion of the special project, and I will promise to model that for you. I might have to get my daughter to do it because it is going to be a bit small for me. But I will get my daughter to model the shawl with sleeves. Once we get all of these stitches figured out, that is going to be the very, very first project we do together. It is a super easy one that, other than the sheer length of it, it is going to be super easy. Now that I've given you a little bit of a hint of what's coming up, I'd like to bid you adieu and have an amazing day. Remember, be kind to others and be kind to yourself. My name is Sherry, and I am addicted to yarn.